People come in all shapes and sizes. Occasionally, we come across shocking humans that defy nature and sometimes gravity to do some of the craziest things. From the Chinese man who can walk with just his head down a flight of stairs, to the waitress who walks backwards and can run faster than most, here are 15 of the most unique humans in the world. Before we dive into this list, make sure to leave a like on this video. Also, if you would like to join this month's Star 5 giveaway of a brand new iPhone 13, then all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck! Number 15. Gary Turner. At a young age, Gary Turner developed an unusual skin disorder. The collagen, which supports the human skin and maintains a reasonable level of elasticity, became defective for the young man. With this, the 51-year-old performer could stretch any layer of his skin for as long as 6¼ inches. On many occasions, the English-born performer would pull the skin on his jaw to cover his mouth and nose. Although Gary's bizarre talent makes a lot of people uncomfortable, which is understandable, he doesn't let this bother him. Instead, he has turned this rare skin condition into a source of entertainment and gets paid good money for it. At number 14, Supatra Sususpan. If you're familiar with the famous Star Wars character Chewbacca, then you should know there is, in fact, a real-life human like her. Supatra is a 21-year-old lady who resides in Thailand's capital, Bangkok. She was born with a condition known as Ambrose syndrome. This effect of the disorder is that it makes her hair grow at an astronomical rate within a short period. This condition is so rare that Supatra is only one of 50 people worldwide who suffer from it. However, Supatra embarked on a campaign to shave her hair once a week with the hope that it would make her more attractive, and it doesn't look like she's stopping anytime soon. It keeps growing at a fast pace. Number 13. Devendra Suthar. For Devendra, it was more of a case of having more body parts than he wanted. Being born with polydactyly meant that his toes and fingers would be more than you would find on an average human. According to the Indian carpenter, managing his 14 fingers while cutting wood has been relatively easy, but the only tough hurdle he experiences most of the time is getting a shoe that fits his feet right, with the 7 toes on each foot. He couldn't go through surgery at a young age as his family couldn't afford it. Now it's an extreme case that can't be fixed surgically anymore. Number 12. Isaac Johnson. Minnesota-born Isaac Johnson didn't develop any unusual mouth disease, as his mouth gape is completely natural. At around 4 inches, 19-year-old Isaac Johnson is not only the teenager with the largest mouth opening in the world, but also the only male that can open his mouth that wide. Interestingly, the U.S. teenager seems to be growing his mouth gape as he keeps aging. He had previously lost his record in 2019 to another U.S. teen, but he was able to reclaim his position back in 2021 after his mouth gape was remeasured. Number 11. Mehmet Özürek. For 72-year-old Mehmet Özürek, he had always known that his nose was different. He appeared on an Italian TV show, Lo Show dai Record, to get his nose measured, and guess what? He became the world record holder of the longest nose. At 3.46 inches long, there's hardly anyone with a nose longer than Mehmet Özürek at the moment. According to the Turkish man, he has no interest in getting a surgical procedure to get his nose smaller than it currently is. At number 10, Ruan Liang Ming. Ruan Liang Ming isn't called the Bee Man for no reason. He's indeed a phenomenon to watch. The Chinese man can hold over 100,000 bees on his body without getting stung by the little creatures. Over the years, he has mastered the art of attracting bees to himself, and he now holds the world title for holding the heaviest amount of bees for almost an hour. According to Ruan, it only takes being steady and calm to avoid getting stung by the bees. This looks simple, but you wouldn't dare try that at home, would you? Number 9. Li Long Long. While many of us find it stressful to walk up the stairs with our 2 feet, a Chinese man named Li Long Long is now showing us how to do it with our heads. In 2015, Li Long Long climbed up the stairs with his head during a Guinness TV show. To make it more intriguing, he did 36 steps without the support of his hands. He was not allowed to take a break on each stair for more than 5 seconds. And guess what? After several previous attempts where he had violated the rules, He became the only one in the world who could attempt such a feat. What a champ, don't you think? Number 8. Lindsay Lindbergh. In a single minute, Lindsay Lindbergh can crush 10 apples like it's a piece of cake, making her the only known person who could perform such a magnificent act. Nevertheless, this isn't the only area the Kansas-born woman has developed a unique ability. In addition, she's also the only human who could tear the highest number of decks of cards under a single minute. Looks like that workout session paid off. Number 7. Julia Genthel. After the divorce of her husband, Julia Genthel went on to prove that she was special. And certainly, she did. Everything about her flexible body denies every law of biology. The Russian gymnast can twist and bend fascinatingly, such that she can squeeze her body into a box. In several of her calendar pictures, the Russian-born beauty could be seen raising her right leg way above her head while standing on her toes with the other. Gunthel can also lift her 2 legs over her shoulders while comfortably reaching the floors with her feet. Number 6. Wim Hof. For many humans, swimming or staying under a very low temperature may result in the nastiest consequences. But for 63-year-old Wim Hof, it's simply a piece of cake. The Dutch extreme athlete can swim in a pool of ice for a very long time. At some point, he became recognized as the only human who could sprint barefoot on snow and ice for lengthy periods. According to Wim, he could withstand very cold temperatures after mastering the Wim Hof method, which includes constant cold exposure, consistent meditation skills, and stable breathing techniques. At number 5, Mohammed Rashid. We've seen several feats achieved in a matter of seconds, but to see a human use his elbow to crack 256 walnuts? Simply out of this world. A renowned Pakistani martial artist, Mohammed Rashid achieved this incredible performance in under 60 seconds. Interestingly, Mohammed Rashid has accomplished several other world records, including removing 71 bottle caps with his head in under a minute. In April of 2022, Mohammed Rashid added the title of the highest number of nunchaku triangle strikes performed by a man in less than a minute. At number 4, Alyssa Kramer. Not everyone can talk fast enough without stopping to take a breath now and then. But Alyssa Kramer can read backwards, and she even performs that quite incredibly. In a video posted on Instagram that has since generated thousands of reactions, Alyssa Kramer's friends were seen throwing different words at her, and amazingly, she read them back without hesitation. While Alyssa Kramer believes that she has a photographic memory that lets her read phrases backwards, an astonished scientist believes that her ability has nothing to do with memory, but a special structure of her brain that made it easy for the Oklahoma-born woman to perform such a feat. At number 3, Samir Khan. For an average human, you can only turn your neck backwards to a maximum of 80 degrees. However, for 19-year-old Samir Khan, it's a completely different story. The Pakistani teenager can rotate his neck up to an incredible 180 degrees. With the help of his hands, Samir Khan could see anything lurking behind him without having to turn all of his body. At number 2, Carlos Rodriguez. We've heard stories of many horrific accidents that left people permanently disabled, but that of Carlos Rodriguez is quite amazing. Carlos Rodriguez didn't always look like he does today. He had a perfectly formed head like anyone. However, after taking his fill of some booze and drugs when he was only 14, he grabbed a stolen car and rammed it into a pole. The accident sent him flying through the windscreen until he brutally landed on his head on the asphalt. Ever since then, his head has remained with half a brain. It's a surprise he survived such a brutal accident. And at number 1, Wang Fang. In the city of Chongqing in China, a brave woman has continued to defy the odds and live like it's no big deal. Wang Fang was born with inverted legs, which means unlike the average woman, she would only get to walk with her feet facing backwards. Despite discouraging predictions from doctors that she may never be able to work properly, 34-year-old Wang Fang failed to regard herself as disabled and has continued to lead a normal life working as a waitress. The Chinese woman, in fact, believes that she can run faster than many of her peers. And that wraps up today's video. Who is the most unique person you've ever met? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching.